Hello, hello, hello. How are we? Here he is. Look at that. Straight away. We need to get stuck into that. Let's go.
Phil, play the sexy music.
Uh-oh. Let's get ready to rumble! My best friend!
There we go. All is right in the world. And we'll do Kerry's message. So and Kerry's got a new video out. Go and watch that. Although it is a bit of a revamp. Content farming. Been there before. Not been buying stuff. Needed to go back to something done before and have another look at it. And Phil's message, if you want some new music in your life, go and listen to Phil's band and all their fantastically sexy tracks. Grim is here. He's already changed the colour of his name. Seems that Koo didn't jump scare you this time. Fantastic. No, it's fine. Did you see, Phil, did you see new Pearl Jam album out? Fantastic, fantastic. And it's actually... Hi, Dan. Welcome on in. It's actually very good. Only one iffy track, so far, anyway. That I can. I've listened to it twice, and there's one track in it I think could probably done with leaving that off. But much better than the vast majority of the stuff they've put out over the last few years. So I'm very glad about that. We've got VIPs in the chat, so I'll stick that on. So that's good. That's been a good start to the day. What did Kerry say there? Sorry, I missed that, Kerry. Something about the cat being sick, did you say? I woke up this morning before my alarm to the sound of the cat being sick on the carpet. How's everyone else's day been? Not probably along the same lines. The dogs, I don't know what it is. The dogs at the moment are just being absolute nightmares. Wait, it was new out. No, it's a new album. New album. New music. Yes, get into it. Get into it. It's very good, very good. Welcome in, John. And welcome in, Phil, Dan, Kerry, Grim. I didn't see Koo so far, did I? Did I miss Koo? No, I don't think so. Nee, welcome. Enjoy your lurk. Probably hanging out in Banshee's chat. Yes, so you woke up with the cat being sick. I keep waking up with the dogs padding about. Well, one of the dogs keeps creeping into bed, and I am not overly happy about that, but he keeps creeping into my partner's side, and she just sort of very nicely budgies up and lets him in. Now, to be fair to him, he does sleep very close to her, very close to the edge of the bed, and doesn't really move about. But the problem is, she starts to move further and further across the bed, to the point of where I waking up in the middle of the night, absolutely sweltering hot. Koo might be late or something, thinking, what the hell's going on here? So there's that. And then the other one, who doesn't really get in the bed, the other one gets up at random times through the night and pads about in the room and out onto the landing and into the bathroom and back into the room and lies down and then gets up and pads around, and he's not actually, he's just wandering about, but it's so annoying because you're waking up thinking, do you need to go out? And then he doesn't need to go out. He can rattle down the stairs, open the back door, and he'll just stand at the top of the stairs looking at you as if to say, why you opened the door? So, little bits of trouble. So we're getting wakened up any time between 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock every morning at the moment. It's just a bit of a nightmare. And I've got no idea of how really to settle in to actually, make progress from that point on. However, we'll get there. We'll get there. So yes, a little bit tired. I've had an immensely stressful day at work today. Everything. You're a bit laggy today. Oh dear. There's nothing worse than being a bit laggy. Yeah, a very high pressure day. Things happening that absolutely had to be laggy every day. I didn't like to say. Yes, so I am not good. I need a runway in to say this is happening then, and then I can plan and do everything for a couple of weeks beforehand and know everything's set in place and ready to go on the day. And we've kind of had that with what happened today, but at the same time, I opened up my email this morning and thought, oh, and some of the work that I'd done last night in prep had changed, as it always does, and I had to run around a bit and do a bit of this and a bit of that, and I had needed some technical knowledge from someone else, and I was a little bit worried that I wasn't going to get that. Fortunately I did. So yeah, it all turned out okay in the end, but it's been a bit of a highly pressurised day, so if my brain isn't 100% where it usually is, then you know why. I've used an awful lot of brain cells today. So yeah, it's been one of those. And then my partner, for my birthday on Monday, actually got me a big pack of Sapporo beer from Japan. Well, not actually from Japan, but it's a Japanese beer. I'd never heard it before because I always thought, that seems really expensive. That seems really expensive for beer. It's like twice the price of a normal sort of 12-pack of beer. Little did I understand. I opened it today for the first time because, as I say, I've been trying not to drink through the week, but I thought I had a busy day today, could do with just a bit of chill. No, I'm not. I finished that last time. Hi Lisa, how are you doing? Nice to see you in. And I opened the box and thought, oh, thank you. That's why it's twice the price of most beer, because it's like 2 beers in one can. It's massive. The can's huge. It's actually got 650 ml in it, or centilitres, is it? You measure it in centilitres, don't you? It's like, and I think the vast majority of beers come in sort of up to 330. So you've essentially got 2 beers in one can, and the can, you could stand on top of the can and it wouldn't crush. It is so strong. It was meant. I only had one of them. I thought if I have 2 of these, an hour into the stream, I'll be asleep on my keyboard. I just thought let's not go there. It's going to be bad enough tonight without having a wave of sleep coming over me that's beer induced. But I have to say, I really enjoyed it, unfortunately, because it probably means I'm going to have to buy some more at some point. But it's very difficult to get hold of in the UK. Banshee told me at one point that I think Tesco, well, you might be able to confirm actually, Kerry. Banshee told me that you could get Sapporo beer in Tesco, but thanks Lisa, thanks for the lurk and thanks for the bits. I'm not aware that you do. You certainly can't get it in Morrison's and you can't get it in Asda, but I'm not 100% sure of where else you might get it. I think my partner got it from Amazon in the end up, because you can get everything at Amazon. So no idea. The one and only Tesco shopper I know in the chat. Useless. You'll need to look next time, tell me. So, I'm not really sure if there's anything else particularly exciting happening. As I say, I've been very much head down, bum up today. They do, but it's out of stock. £3. Oh, that's not bad actually. It's a wee bit cheaper than Amazon, I think, from that point of view. There you go. That's service, isn't it? You ask and you receive. Why are you never as fast as that when I need some help in a game? If the walkthrough would be fantastic if it was that quick. I'm only pulling your leg. So yes, I can't think of anything particularly exciting other than the new Pearl Jam album. Big Pearl Jam fan, have been for many years. and they've just been they've been a bit inconsistent, let's say. But this album that they've released today is absolutely banging. So yes, I know what's wrong here. I'll just leave it at the moment. So, we're getting an early redeem of Jeebus Fish Cakes. I also have to remember, Grim, I have done you out of...
Scotland! Scotland! Freedom!
I have done you out of... Hello, Van. How are you? Nice to see you in. Hope you're still enjoying Spain. Yes, Grim, I did you out of 10 minutes of lore on the last stream, so we must do that. And I also did Van out of 10 minutes of trombone, or somebody. It might have been Banshee. Was it Banshee that did the 10 minutes of... Yeah, it was Banshee that did the 10 minutes of trombone. So, and dependent on how things are going tonight, I don't know if I'll get through both of them, but I'll definitely do the lore before we go to bed, because that's always a good one on Indie Horror Friday. So we've got 10 minutes of that at the end of the stream. Please remind me. I'm sure you will. I don't know why I forgot it last time. I think it was just probably the absolute joy at finishing Rental and actually finding my way out of that maze of mirrors, which was an absolute nightmare. So, yes, other than that, I'm not even sure if there's been big games come out this week or anything. But everybody seems to be playing. There's another thing, but I won't say it since me no like it. Okay. I was going to say, there's a big game come out that I've seen. No Rest, is it No Rest for the Wicked? Or something like that. That's all over Twitch at the moment. I think it's come out. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's like a Baldur's Gate type thing. Maybe not. Who knows? But that seems to have been so excited for the ramen shop. Indeed, yes. Since we last spoke, Chilla's Art has announced its new game, the ramen shop. It looks very, very good. It looks like they're really getting to grips with the engine, the new engine that they're using. So, you know, fingers crossed it actually turns out. I am a little bit worried. Do you have a release date? No. It just says soon, so I would imagine it'll be within the next 6 weeks or so. I can't remember when they announced Shinkansen to Patreon people. I think it was probably about 6 to 8 weeks before it actually finally came out. You're going to buy some ramen for the night we play. I am just a little bit concerned that it ends up being like the coffee shop, and you spend all your time actually just making stuff in a specific order and not actually really playing a game. I'm not particularly into simulators like that where you just do stuff over and over and over again, getting more and more complicated with it. But you know, as I say, if it's got a spooky element to it and it looks good, then I'm sure they'll pull through. You loved the coffee shop, yeah, I'm sure you did. Seeing me getting more and more frustrated with the way things are going. The thing I'm more interested in is they had a game, one of the first games that they put out. It was called The Bathhouse, and it was very, very well received. In fact, most people would say it's probably, if not the best, one of the best Chilla's Art games. And probably about a few months ago, they pulled it off Steam and announced that they were going to do a remake of it, so you could no longer buy the original of it. So they basically said at the same time as this announcement for the ramen shop that the game after the ramen shop will be the remake of The Bathhouse. So that's interesting. So there is already a bit of a flight path for them in 2024. Yeah, after our exploits with Shinkansen, we can wait a few weeks. I've still got trauma from playing red light, green light on that train and that little demon thing popping up and running down the carriage. I clipped it out and put it as a featured clip on the channel. And I've watched it about 5, 6, 7 times, and every time I do it I think, God, that's really creepy. It's unusual for me to kind of find things like that creepy, but yeah, it is slightly freaking me out. So yeah, so there's something to look forward to. We will get updates, because the Patreon it's very good. They're very good at updating the Patreon members in terms of what when it's coming. And obviously, as a Patreon contributor, I get a beta version of the game, so I'll kind of know what it's like before the final version comes out. Whether or not I actually play it before the final version comes out remains to be seen. They do like the Patreon guys. Hello, Koo. How are you? Hopefully you are well. Hopefully you've had a good week. You literally just came home. Oh my God. You will be very tired then. So get yourself sorted out and have a wee lie down on the couch, and you'll be asleep in 10 minutes. So yes. So yeah, that'll be cool. That will be very cool when it eventually comes out. So I'll keep an eye on it, and I'll tell you as I'm getting updates when I think we're going to see it. But it certainly looks pretty cool. So as I say, does anyone know how to get a magnetic security tag off clothes? Why are you going shoplifting tomorrow? do you need a bigger Primark haul, and you need to be able to get the magnetic tag off? You ordered a top online and it wasn't taken off. They're quite difficult to do. I'm sure there'll be a YouTube video on there though. Somebody will be able to tell you. They are a bit of a nightmare. You wanted to slap some kids today. I see. Is that in the pool? You should just have drowned them rather than... you should just have pushed them under rather than slap them. That's the easier way of doing it. They wouldn't have done it again, especially if they can't swim. That's the way to do it. Just put your foot on top of their head. No, don't take that as advice. That's probably not very good advice. Your words, not mine. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I have a zero tolerance attitude towards badly behaved kids. As Banshee, but to be fair, Banshee didn't ever really need. Encouraging murder but making out shoplifting is bad. Indeed. Drown kids if they become a pain. Indeed. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Banshee knew when she was a kid. All I had to do was that. And it was like Darth Vader. She would immediately sort of snap out of it. Hello Tara, how are you doing? Nice to see you in on this fine Friday. Hopefully you're doing well. The weather's good and work is fine. Yeah, it was quite cool. She just knew not to mess. And that if she'd been cheeky or whatever at some point and I turned around and held my finger up, then that was it. There was no more. That was it, done. I almost sent one to the bench today because he was being obnoxious. Well, that's what you should do. You have to make an example of one of them. Yeah, I find doing the blood eagle normally works. Just pin them to a wall and slit them open. That will send a very clear message to the rest of the class, I feel. Yes, so before I get everybody arrested, normally you would have... For me, when I was young, it was hearing someone walking up the stairs if I'm messing about when I should be asleep. Normally I would have sent him away to change and go home, but he seems to like that, so I don't do that anymore. Yeah, absolutely. Just playing for the class, really, aren't they? Just hearing those footsteps, yeah, absolutely. I've never had to deal with obnoxious kids since everyone here is deadpan, even the kids. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Absolutely. That's all. It's just a thing, isn't it? It all starts in the home. It's the same as dogs and animals. You can tell the kind of people's home life by the way their animals react round about them. So if you're out with and there's a family running about with dogs or cats or whatever, you can tell. So we all have kids from all kinds of cultures here. Yes. So it's interesting, from a sociological point of view, it is obviously very interesting to see how people react to different ways. But yeah, I was very much, I never really had, I mean, Banshee was very good as a kid, to be fair. I never really had to check her too much, but she knew very definitely. One famous incident, and maybe this is where she kind of realised that it just wasn't worth messing on, where I had to go out and get something at a shopping centre, and it was all yeah, don't tell her I'm telling you this. I really needed to get something from the shopping centre, and it had been a bit of a faff on. She was pretty young, to be fair. She was only probably 3 or 4. 4 probably, actually. And I'd been a bit hassled to get to where I needed to be and get her sorted out, and it was just me by myself taking her. And we got there, and it was all a bit of a thing, and I went to try and get what I needed to get, and she fancied a football with Thomas the Tank Engine. She was obsessed with Thomas the Tank Engine as a kid. And she had about 4 different Thomas the Tank Engine footballs at home in the back garden, but absolutely wanted this Thomas the Tank Engine ball. And I was like, no, you're not getting it. You've got 4 at home. Not happening. Absolutely no chance. And she went loopy, just absolutely atomic in the middle of the shop. And was like, so, and I thought, you know what, there's only one way I'm going to stop this. And we were right at the back of the shop, thankfully, and it was a big shop. For those of you that know Woolworths of old, it was a big shop, and I'd been in there right when it opened, so it was still quite quiet. So as I say, she went into nuclear mode, and I literally threw myself on the floor beside it. She actually threw herself on the floor and was screaming. The one and only time she ever did it. I don't know what got into her, but I threw myself on the floor and started screaming as well. To the point where she stopped and stood up and was looking at me as if to say, "You absolute nightmare, stop it, you're embarrassing me." She never did that again, bizarrely. And literally I picked her up from the shop when I got up. I never got the thing that I needed. I just picked her up, took her straight back to the car, put her in the back and took her home. So I never got what I needed, but she never got anything either. So that was that. Yeah, I'm a bit hardcore when it comes to that kind of thing. So yeah, absolutely. There's the only way I could do it, because there was no point in trying to, there was no point in trying to work through it at that point. I'm not sure she would want to do it, to be fair. But yeah, it was just one of those moments. It was the heat of the moment, and I thought there's no point in trying to reason with it. She has gone into total nuclear mode. The only way I'm going to get through to her is to do something very similar and let her realise that what she was doing was unacceptable. Now we're getting all the stories. We've got a criminal in our midst. Thief. I think everybody. I think everybody as a kid did something a little bit like that, whether it was lifting some penny chews or whatever, or a magazine. Or I remember as a kid, there was a magazine in one of the local paper shops I went into when you had such things, and it had like a Space Invaders pin. It was the most stupid thing. It was like a proper Space Invader, probably about 1 centimetre square, but it had a big long pin in it, and you could shove it into your lapel or whatever. But I didn't have the money to buy the magazine, so I think I did actually steal the thing, and I was terrified walking out of the shop. I never got caught, but I'm fairly sure somebody knew that I'd probably lifted it, but just wasn't sure, so didn't stop me. I was with your parents and sister out grocery shopping, and I took a pack of gumballs and asked my parents if we could have it several times, but no one heard you. Oh. Okay, now Grim's going to top all these stories by telling a story of when he was a kid. I'm kind of nervous, but I think we need to hear it now. It doesn't involve any animal or human dying, does it? And it doesn't involve any animal or human being put through physical pain. That's okay then, I think we're safe. Yes, I was slightly worried there, but yeah, crack on, let's go for it. I kept following them around, asking them, and when we were back in the car, I held up the pack and was like, but can we get this? And my dad was so annoyed, but my mom was like, oh my God, sure, fine. Fantastic. Yeah, it happens, I suppose. Kids do that all the time. They just lift stuff and think it's okay. They don't really understand that you have to pay for it. You just think mum and dad will pay for it at some point, and it magically happens. So, yeah, we're now all waiting on tenterhooks for Grim. I would have said no, I would have just brought it right back. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, yes, we're now all waiting. Yeah, go for it, Grim. Go for it. Thank God I've had a beer here. Are we still talking about kids? Yeah, well, I'm sure you've got a few thousand stories, Van, to be fair. Yeah, you would have 150 of them, absolutely. I'm sure Nay would have a few as well. Were she actively here? Yeah, it's quite funny, but I just took a stance that it was going to be a sort of zero tolerance type thing there, and I am quite a methodical person, and I do like rhythm and routine sort of thing, and from the very outset of Banshee being about, then there was a routine in place, and I think if you can establish that and you can establish the guidelines that run round about that, then you're kind of okay, so long as you uphold those. It's when you start to let things slide a little bit, and that's when the things start to creep in and go wrong. So some are even older than I am. Yes. So God, this is a long story Grim's coming out with. I'm just looking at I'm looking at the time and thinking we've been talking for 30 minutes already. We're never going to get this. Grim is cooking. Yeah, Grim fell asleep halfway.
Scotland!
Grim is eating. Let's play some sounds in the meantime. Well, I would start the game, but I don't really want to start the game and then immediately stop the game. So, yeah. Tonight we're going to play Lazaret. Now, some of you
people have been asking if I've been lifting heaps lately.
Doing this and
I don't know how to tell you guys this. I've never stopped. I would never stop lifting heaps. Heaps are my life.
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
are the reason that I wake up and eat brekkie every day, and the reason I just eat absolutely massive truckfuls of kilos of chicken breast anytime I can.
Yes.
So if you're wondering if I'm still lifting, know that I wouldn't be alive if I wasn't lifting, mate. Because lifting is life. They're the same thing.
They're the same thing. Yeah. So, how is the weather in the Netherlands, Cool? How is the weather? It's actually been really good here. It's a wee shower today, but it's been quite cold. It's been back to sort of wintry feeling wind here, but it's actually been bright and sunny for about 4 days. A little bit concerning. Probably be awful for the weekend now. But I was cursing and everything and everyone on my bike. Okay. Why was everyone and everyone on your bike? 22 degrees and sun here the past week. That even a day of 29. That video game museum looked fantastic, Van. Looked really, really well done. Okay, here we go. Everybody settle down. When I was 9 or 11, I was playing tag in school, and when I was I tripped thanks to the table near my class door. And I hit my nose bridge on the table, and I got myself up, and then it started to spew blood, and I got spooked. And the only thing after that, I was on a bench and got an ambulance, didn't need to lay down, and just sat there and got to the hospital and got my stitches. So that's the story of how I got one of my many scars. Yes. I think we've all got scar stories where you either cracked your head off the corner of a coffee table or, yeah. Van says, they knew me by my first name at the first aid post when I was a kid. You got 20 more scar stories. Well, let's let them drift out over each stream. We can have a grim story, a scar story, each stream, because we'll never get this game started if we don't. And I think I'm going to be struggling to actually finish it tonight anyway, to be fair. Yes. You're allergic to the sun. Yes. And what have we said, Van, about putting on the appropriate cream and moisturising SPF and blah. What are all you people about? Look, I'm an old fart. And I use moisturising SPF. I've been using it for years. You guys need to do that, you know? You just damage your skin. I know we don't live in super exotic climes, and I know that, you know, it's raining a lot of the time, but it does help to protect it. So you just need to look after yourself. It only takes a little bit of sun here and there to cause problems in later life. So yeah, look after yourselves. Look after yourselves. Anyway, does your scar stories involve an axe, saws, nails, and a cat? But death, I don't. Even more so, you know. I don't really go out, but even when I go out walking the dogs or whatever, you can get that build up that eventually will lead to potential issues with your skin or whatever. Kerry will tell you. Kerry will tell you how important it is to look after your skin. Absolutely will do. Anyway, look, I'd love this to be a just chat. I was actually watching a couple of streamers earlier on today and thinking, how on earth are you managed to talk constantly for like 2, 3, 4 hours? That's mad. And here we are, 35 minutes chatting on, and could probably keep going. But as I say, I quite fancy playing this game. I've got a funny feeling it'll take us about get the SPF on or look like a leather handbag heavily used. Okay, there you go. That's, you know, warning enough. You do use sunscreen when you're out all day sometimes for work though. Okay, well, we're getting there. Yes, Lazaret. We played the demo, enjoyed the demo. It was a bit spooky, not gonna lie. And I thought, why not? It was actually discounted this week, so I thought, let's pick it up and play the full game. I think the full game can take anything between 3 and 4 hours. Lifeguarding at an outside pool is no joke in the summer, indeed not. So yeah, whether we actually get through it all tonight, not 100% sure, but we'll see how we go. And yeah, this is by the same developer that did The Door in the Basement, which was the first the first time that we started to use Badger instead of Spider, if you'll remember, Kerry, as we were wandering through the corridors once we'd gone through the door in the basement, and found these massive, huge, big badger webs in there. So that was a good game. So this is a visual step up from it, but yeah, I can't remember whether or not the demo was a bit of a standalone thing or whether we're going to have to go through the same bit that we did in the demo. So probably the best thing to do would be to change the category, and let's get started. Come out of there and down to Lazaret. Done. Yes. It's only to help out on a way, so I have to ask a colleague of mine. Okay. That's not really what you want your lifeguard to be doing, to be fair, Koo. Right. Let's go Lazaret. Anybody get any lovely plans for the weekend? Anybody doing anything special? Or fun? Or exciting? Kerry's going shoplifting. It would appear. Oh, God. Don't do that. Right. Good, 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 good. New game. I take it you can hear it? Can you hear it? Should be able to hear it. Still making models and going my 3-hour box, so nothing's changed. 4 years ago, a ship called the MTS Endurance disappeared on its voyage across the Atlantic Ocean. It's recently re-emerged. You're a member of a rescue team sent to investigate a distress signal coming from the once lost cargo vessel. All attempts to communicate with the ship have failed. Don't tell everyone. You know what you need? You need a freezer bag. It's a tip from the top. Get a freezer bag, because if you put your goods in the freezer bag, the no-goes can't see the magnetic lock on the clothes. I didn't say that. Didn't say that at all. All attempts to communicate with the ship have failed. I don't see anyone down there. The storm is pretty bad. Moon deck is probably locked down. Anyone see inside? Wait, what? Phil? There's nowhere to put the helicopter down. That was the start of Modern Warfare. Shanky's so right. John, you think you can rappel onto the deck? Probably gonna have to. Oh god. Oh, no, don't do that. You have no hands left. At least put gloves on. Insane type person. Okay, that had to absolutely hurt. Watch my luscious locks flow in the wind. Indeed. You can just see Shaq with his red beach shorts on, can't you? Doing his best David Hasselhoff impression. Should be going up the stairs. You're also getting heavy corded. A little patience for people who keep asking me for pool toys, and that's pretty much all I do. Right, let's go up here. Oh god. Ooh, that's a bit rough looking, that, isn't it? Oofed. This is wet work from Pod 4 multiplayer. Okay. Well, are we going up there? That doesn't look... I don't want to go up there at any point. Oh god. Okay, so I can't actually do anything. I don't really know. I haven't really played that many Modern Warfares. I'm not a big FPS guy, as you could imagine. Anybody who's seen me trying to shoot under pressure. You need to swim tomorrow to renew your license. Okay. Excuse me, itchy eye. I take it you can hear the game. Nobody actually said they could hear the game. I'm presuming they can. The crane should be able to move this. Move the shipping container blocking the path. Okay, so I do have to go onto that crane. Not entirely sure how we get up to said crane. So I need to find the key. Many snacks today. Oh, beautiful. And Grim doesn't know how to swim, so he's never going to be in the pool. What snacks has Kerry got? I can't jump, so... right, okay, so there must be in the... Maybe chocolate candy. Caramel hot cross bun and Bucks Fizz. That's very decadent. I see. Ladder key. Nice. Inventory. Okay. The chocolate tastes like tiramisu cake. Okay. That's good juice. It's very atmospheric. Oops. Yeah, I don't mind. I know the Bucks Fizz, but it has to be kind of... There's a time and a place for it. Normally at Christmas. Bucks Fizz and a bacon sarnie. I've actually climbed one of these. Not on a ship. But I once did a site visit. Where there was a tower crane. I'm actually going to be able to do this. Okay. Ooh. And the guy on site basically said, "Oh no, God, I thought I was going to take a jump right off that. Do you fancy going up?" And my colleague was like, "Absolutely no way am I going up that thing. There is no way on earth I'm going up there." Whereas I was like, "Yes, let's have a go at that. That looks cracking." I probably wasn't quite so bold by the time I got to the top. It was very windy up there. And you can actually feel it moving when you're standing. Wait, I wasn't in the cab. There's weights on the back. It wasn't on this one, so I can't really say, but there's normally a counterbalance on the back of it, which has got weight on. And the guy, the site manager and myself were standing on the counterbalance weights as the thing moved about. Which was very interesting. I got a great view from up there. And I took a photo and sent it to my partner who's terrified of heights. I said, "Look where I am." She was not terribly impressed. It has to be said. Nice. Good, because that was... Weather notice. Access to the main deck will be restricted based on weather conditions. The colour of the light indicates the current state of restrictions. That would be the light then. Green, clear weather, unrestricted access to the main deck. If you have floaters, then yes. If no, then you can't go in the pool. Yellow, potential danger. Seek permission from the bridge before accessing the main deck. Radio must be carried at all times while on the main deck. Red, adverse weather. Full lockdown in effect until weather improves. No access to the main deck is permitted. So I have now essentially locked myself in here. Did you... Oh, it's all coming back to me now. This was very atmospheric when we played it. Koo and Grim, did you watch Panda play this? Were you in the stream when she played it? Yeah. I knew I was in for a bit, I think. I can't remember whether she enjoyed it or found it really, really terrifying. Maybe a bit of both. Oh, excuse me. Yawning already, that's not a good sign. I did say it's been quite a hard day. And I've been awake since... Hello? I'm scared. Dan's taken 2 forks upstairs to my top with the tag on. He best not destroy it. 2 forks. The question is, Kerry, does he give 2 forks? About the condition of it when it's finished. Find anything? Okay. Ayo! Yeah, indeed. Not yet, but it looks like we were right. Oh, should I give myself one of these then, do you think? Should I give me a... I thank you, I thank you. Yes. The buffet is now open. God, here we go again. No.
Grow up.
Not yet, but it looks like I'm never going to get anywhere near finish this game tonight, am I? Not yet, but it looks like we were right about the lockdown. Okay. Make your way up to the superstructure. You should be able to release the lockdown from the bridge. And maybe someone up there can tell us what's going on. Make your way to the superstructure. Right. Didn't work stupid for. Yeah, they are very tough. I think you're potentially... Are you not going out to Primark tomorrow? Can you not just take it with you? I'm assuming it's from Primark. Maybe that's terrible. Whatever shop you're going to. May has arrived to Yippee. Let's do that. Right. Oh, look. Oh, even better, Kerry. Look, there's moths. It's from a place in Newcastle. Ordered online. Okay. Well, you finally have done it. You've got foob. It's alright, everybody. Koo has foob. Okay. Foob. Search efforts are underway to locate a research ship that has gone missing in the Atlantic. The ship, which was designed to dredge up important archaeological relics from the seabed, has gone missing along with its entire crew, including renowned archaeologist Dr. Alfred Hayes. Dr. Hayes, the lead researcher for the expedition, had reported finding a most unusual artefact before the ship's disappearance. Now, I would say... Oh, that's the wrong one. I'm in the wrong folder. No further details of the artefact were transmitted, leaving researchers to speculate on what this new discovery could have been. This article seems to be the most recent in a stack of newspaper clippings of similar disappearances going back decades. Now, chat. Peas, carrots, green beans, rice and minced meat. You went to Lidl there and got some baguettes. Are Lidl baguettes supposed to be of a great quality? I will be honest with you, nay, I have never been inside a Lidl. I don't know what that says about me. What did you not remind me about, chat? Oh, no, 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 no. From the oven, I mean, okay, meat get a grip, baguette with garlic spread is from the oven. Okay, Death's too posh. He likes M&S. What's garlic spread? The bakery in Lidl is goat. Now, to be fair, there is a big Lidl, but it's kind of out of the way for me here. But when I did used to go running, when I first came down to this area, I would run past it, and I could smell the bakery in the morning, or when they were heating things up, because they don't actually bake anything in any supermarket. But yes, nobody reminded me about bingo. And we've already got one, haven't we? We've already got rain and thunder. It's snowing again, no way. So we've got rain. What else have we got? Anything else we've got here so far? Bingo with the old man, indeed. Yes. Well, Zwanathan's about. He loves a bit of bingo, does Zwanathan. I don't think we've got anything else so far. What was that noise? Yeah, Zwan loves a bit of bingo. Yes. Right, let's go back to Yon game. Good. Right, okay. So, ads, everyone. Sorry. An ad is going to start in about 3 minutes. If you're not subbed. Okay, notes you've read are added to the archive, which can be accessed through the pause menu. Important notes are marked with a pin. How do you get to the pause menu? Notes. Okay. Fair enough. Back. Now, what does it mean? Continue. Don't hit quit. Do not hit quit. Under any circumstance. Right, so I'm presuming we don't... No, this was the one thing that... I don't know why... We've got moths. Kerry really doesn't like moths. I think it's probably doubtful we'll see... Hello? Badgers here, but moths, maybe. Okay, can I? No, I can't. Tarnation, I have been undone. You just thought so, and I remembered the lifeguard and the bathtub vid. I'm not familiar with that one, Grim. I'm not a big watcher of memes, to be fair. Stairwell. That's locked. Okay. Let's go down. The big fuzzy hairy ones. We're talking about badgers here, yes. Just to be clear. Okay. The workshop. You call those cute moths sky puppies. Ooh. I was just about to say I can't really remember too much about this. And I've suddenly remembered something about it. Dan's now messing about with forks and poo bags. Send help. Okay. Henry and the doctor left to destroy the communications equipment 2 days ago. They still aren't back. At this point, we can only assume they're dead. control is correct. That's a bit weird. Gonna... Oh dear. That did not look very useful. Now, I kind of... Oh, hello. There we go then. I hope those poo bags are empty. He will end up ruling top. Oh, stop doing that. Bingo. I want to go to, not the lower. Could crawl backwards in event. Maybe not. Now, we've got... mannequin. Dummy. So, yes, we're now into ads. Okay. And back to the game. I don't know why my ads thing, which was working so well in the last stream, is now not working. Hello, sir? Is it very dark for you? Do you want me to put the brightness up a wee bit? It just seems quite... seems quite dark. Be right back getting food. And continue. That's better. A bit. Hello. Could probably do with putting it up a touch more. Let's just put it to there. Yeah. Okay. That feels a bit better. I just didn't want it to be far too dark. I'm looking at it on stream and I'm looking at it on my screen, and the two of them now seem to be a bit better from that point of view. I struggle. I've got a light in my face, so it's a bit... sometimes it makes me think that things are a bit darker than it actually is. Literally did a fashion show at school with trash bags years ago. Okay. Hide? Why am I hiding? Oh, I remember now, there's somebody in here. Okay. Choose a slot to save into. Okay, we shall do that. It was really dumb. There was something about when we... Hello. Okay. We came in here at some... Oh yeah! Fish cake, man. I was just about to say... I'm sure you come back in here at some point and there's a mannequin or a dummy in that door. I didn't remember it actually coming out of the door. Actually, it wouldn't be so bad, but they are kind of see-through. Okay. Right. We've done that. We've done that. Have a look at that. Yes. Look at that. And we can't get through there. So... not quite sure why I want to hide just as yet. You just stay there, sir. There is something about... I need to find something that, like a crowbar, that will allow me to get through here. It can't be broken by hand. So I need to go on the hunt. Oh, this is the game that's got the whistling thing in it, isn't it? I remember now. You've got the ability to whistle in the game, and that tells you whether or not there's somebody close to you, like there's an enemy close to you. I remember now. So... that's still locked. Yes. You can't trust anything that you see in a YouTube video. Yes, spends the next 4 hours wandering the corridors looking for the next thing he needs to do. Hello, Banshee. Bye bye, Banshee. You're streaming. You just had a wee break. I don't think that's on the bingo card, to be fair. Right, okay. I am obviously missing something somewhere. It's in Banshee's chat now. Thomas #1 fan is here indeed. She was absolutely obsessed with Thomas Tank Engine. Every time we went to the Early Learning Centre, it involved buying another engine with a pocket money. What's that noise coming from? Is that coming from the... It's coming from there, but I can't do anything with it. I don't think. No. Okay. Slightly confused as usual. The only thing I've come across is that briefcase, but I can't... That's not going to suddenly give us like a crowbar or something like that, so... Answers on the back of a postcard, chat, if anybody knows. I keep going back here, looking at it. Hey! Can I sneaky in when... Nah. Did you miss something? No. Poo bags and forks, yes. Dan has saved Kerry's top with the use of poo bags and forks. You know about the poo and forks. Okay, right, okay. You've not missed anything then. I have been steadfastly wandering around here, wondering what the hell I'm supposed to be doing. And where I'm supposed to find the next clue. Because there doesn't seem to be anything to actually do down here, does there? I can't get through that door. There doesn't seem to be any prompt. Okay. I seem to remember the crowbar that we need stuck in a guy who's pinned to the wall somewhere.
Scotland! Scotland!
Is that deliberate, Jim? Or did you accidentally hit it outright by mistake? Laggy laptop. Oh. Right, let's go in here. Just maybe that's what we're supposed to do. I don't know whether that was a... I don't think anybody's coming. It's very atmospheric. This is what I'm hoping Still Wakes the Deep ends up being like. You know, I want to hear the sort of environmental noises going on in the background. So no point in saving. Am I missing? What am I missing? Oh, okay. 1947. Somebody in chat remember that. 1947. So this is obviously going to be for that briefcase. Thanks, Grim. Not there. I will remember the layout of this. In here, yes. At least it's slightly different. Right, okay. A and D select. Yes. 1947. Yes. Okay. Ah, 67. Go. Nice. Ooh, an anchor. Picked up anchor relic. Anchor relic. Okay. Not entirely sure what that's going to do for us. Has that door always been open? I also don't think I've ever had tiramisu. Yeah, that door's always been open. I'm not a coffee fan. I don't drink coffee, and I don't particularly like coffee tasting things. Ooh, the other thing I was going to say was there was a guy on Twitter. You don't like caffeine, but I like the coffee taste. Who's the marketing influencer guy for Team 17? The guys that are doing the... I don't know why I keep heading back up here because it's pointless. Autopsy simulator game. And he was looking for streamers who were interested in playing the game. And I'd said, you know, there's about 300, 400 people had put, oh, I'd like a key for that. Thanks very much. And I hadn't heard anything from him. And he then tweeted to say, if I haven't liked your tweet or whatever, just give us a nudge. So I did and said, you know, I don't know whether you're supporting small growing streams, and he's liked the tweet, so maybe we'll get a key for Autopsy Simulator, which I think looks pretty cool. I don't know, we shall see. 9th of May it comes out anyway, so it won't be too long before we find out. I don't even see where I can put that thing at the moment. Oh, hello. Now, was that you or was it someone else? I'm back down here again. Okay. Ah, okay. Nice. Alright. Could really do with getting a flashlight. I can't remember, did we end up getting a flashlight for this? There must be a flashlight. Ooh, what the hell's that? Somebody walking down there. What is making that? If you ever get your game done, maybe I can give you a key to it, but I don't think you would play it since it's not a horror game. I don't exclusively play it. I mean, the channel has become... I don't know why I'm still wearing this stupid hat. The channel has become primarily a horror game channel. But when I started off, I was doing a lot of Metroidvanias and playing a lot of small Metroidvania demos. So there was a lot of... I would play like 2 or 3 Metroidvania demos on a stream. I love Metroidvanias. My favourite next to Souls game. Yeah, it probably does, to be fair. Some of the crew were desperately trying to get to the main deck today, despite the captain's orders to not go outside. They were adamant that they had to get above deck, and some even had to be physically restrained. The weatherlock system has been overridden to stop anyone from trying this again. Like it or not, we're all stuck here now. Thank you. Nay is just here to yippee. I have no idea where I'm going there. That's probably not a great idea to go walking down there because I can't see what the hell's going on. Hidden obol found. Okay. Says the man who's changed his colour. What type of game are you making, Grim? Did I ask you this before? Oh, there's something in this dude's hand. I remember this. Okay. Picked up stairwell key. Right, okay. Shift to run. I'm quite... Did he chase me at some point? There is... Okay, so that's a hide. God. Why did it give me the... Why did it prompt me to run? I do remember something in the demo about that the thing that maybe was down there started to chase you or something. Oh God, don't do that, man. Really? It looks like we're leaking fuel. We need to head back now. It's just a game about chopping wood and robots. Chopping wood? Do you mean chopping wood and robots? We need to head back now, but we'll return as soon as possible. We'll be out of communication range until then. Okay, and do the robots chop wood? Or are the robots entirely separate to the chopping of the wood? Oh. No. Oh no. Good evening, sir. Are you coming towards me or gonna run away from me? Okay. Okay, we've been that way. On your way to Scarecrow. It's a bit of a hike, mind. At this time of night. I would have said. Knowing you it's going to work. This is all vaguely familiar. Anyway, back to the game talk indeed. I scare my sister all the time actually. Yeah, I used to do that to my sister when I was a kid, but we then found out she had a heart murmur, so I had to stop doing that. Said her and her friends actually called you the child of Satan. It's too dark. I think that, well, I could tell you a whole range of stories. I might leave that for another day. I think the best scare I ever got in my partner was we'd been watching a home invasion movie, and I'd gone up to bed. Before her, and the robots chop wood, but they aren't AI. They're real people in robot bodies because their bodies need like long-term treatment or something. Okay, most of the time I don't even do attention. I just move very quietly. Yeah, I'm a bit the same. I'm a bit like a ninja. But yeah, I went. Okay, I remember this puzzle. Okay. I went upstairs, yes, and crawled under the bed. And we had a bed that you could actually get right underneath. And she came up to go into the bathroom and clean her teeth. And she had a toothbrush in her mouth and walked out into the bedroom, and I put my hand out and grabbed her by the ankle. Oh my god, I have never heard anybody scream so much in my entire life. I almost didn't make it out of that room alive. Oh, good grief. Really? That's what I was looking for. Sorry, pal. Serves you right for hanging around. Oh, another one. That's evil. I love it. Yeah, it was especially good as it had been a home invasion film that we've been watching. It was actually particularly nasty. I shouldn't have done it, but what are you going to do, you know? So, back this way, I feel. Hello! Bars and after like. See, that's the kind of stuff I like doing. But it does get you a bit of a kick in every now and again. So back up here. Is everybody excited for Still Wake the Deep? I think that's going to be I'll be so disappointed if Still Wake the Deep isn't good. It looks so good visually. and it looks like it's got actual, genuine Scottish voice actors in it. Not people pretending to be Scottish. It's a game coming out in June called Still Wakes the Deep. There's also the spooky ringtone with a child voice going, "Mommy," and I always call out for my mum like that upstairs. I know, I was going to say that, Van, but I thought that was just a Netherlands thing, so I didn't really want to sort of talk about it, to be fair. Didn't want to make people feel like, why are you saying that? Yeah, Still Wakes the Deep is a survival horror game that's set on an oil rig in the North Sea. And something is on the rig with you. Your kitchen's downstairs and living room is connected to it with a staircase. Interesting. The statues started to appear on the third day. It was just one or two at first, but more would show up every day, and by the end of the week there were dozens of them. Multiple pages have been torn out. Some of the statues have started moving. They've killed 3 people already. When evacuating the quarantined area, I whistled to get the crew's attention, and one of the statues whistled back. I see. We've only had one more fatality in the last week. Whistling has proven an effective way of avoiding danger, though they won't respond if you're too close. Still, I think it would be best for the rest of us to find a safe place to hole up for now. There's not many of us left now. The engines have stopped, but we can't get to the bridge. There's something else on this ship, and it stalks the corridors looking for survivors. The safest place for us right now is in this room. I just hope we are rescued soon. Grim is Jeebus. Oh god, that's very... Hello? That was very close. Envious for those who have a 2-story house in their own room. Well, he's a carpenter, woodworker. Do I really want to crouch down here? This doesn't seem like a Oh, yes I do, because that's the flashlight. Yes. Nice. Okay, let's go across that corner and save, because I don't really want to go back and do that again. Hello. Nice. Love it. Oh, yes, bingo. Lots of bingo. We've got bingo. Lots of bingo to do. Bingo. Better do that just in case anything happens while I'm doing this. Right, so we have crowbar. There. Balloon, crime PvP, wrench, no, mask, animal, graffiti. I haven't had any ticking, I haven't had a phone ring. We've had lights go off, so we could do that one. I think that's them all at the moment, isn't it? I suppose we've had footsteps as well. There's not a flashlight on the bingo, unfortunately. Hello, Drax. How are you? Welcome on in. How did you enjoy Midnight Scenes?
People have been asking if I've been lifting heaps lately. I don't know how to tell you guys this. I've never stopped. I would never stop lifting heaps of my life. They are the reason that I wake up and eat brekkie every day. And the reason I just eat absolutely massive truckfuls of kilos of chicken breast anytime I can.
Through the various radios, so we could.
So if you're wondering if I'm still lifting, know that I wouldn't be alive if I wasn't lifting, mates. Because lifting is life; they're the same thing. So
we've had static. Let's call that static coming through the radio. Yeah.
People have been asking if I've been lifting heaps lately. I don't know how to tell you guys this. I've never stopped. I would never stop lifting heaps of my life. They are the reason that I wake up and eat brekkie every day. And the reason I just eat absolutely massive truckfuls of kilos of chicken breast anytime I can.
Koo is about to leave the
chat. If you're wondering if I'm still lifting, know that I wouldn't be alive if I wasn't lifting, mates.
Yes.
Because lifting is life.
It is.
They're the same thing. So.
Oh, no. Yeah. Continue. Oh, almost going to say. It's so long, yes. It is when you've heard it like 3 times already. Now,
William, move your head. Look at the size of that boy's head. Shh. I'm not kidding, it's like an orange on a toothpick.
You're gonna give the boy a complex.
Well, that's a huge noggin. It's a virtual planetoid. Has its own weather system. Heed, move!
that absolutely ends me every time I hear it. Right, okay, so there's nothing here that I need to do. Heed, move! There's a second part to it as well, which is even better. But I couldn't get to. I might do a separate one, but I couldn't reduce the whole thing down a clip that was small enough to go on the trigger fire, which is the thing I use for redeems. I just could never quite get it shrunk down and compressed to the point where I could get the full. Mind, that would have made it just about as long as lifting. So Koo would have hated that one as well. Right, there was a very dark corridor somewhere, wasn't there? Hello, now we can see you. Stay there. Okay, so this makes life a bit easier, doesn't it? Now that we've got something we can actually see with. There was I can't remember what it was. Sorry, Drax, did you tell me whether or not you enjoyed... What's through here? Midnight Scenes, and did your chat enjoy it as well? It was fun. Cool. Yeah, I was very stressed at work today, very pressurised day, so I had it on as a lurk. No, it's good to get the old CCVs going up, isn't it? So it's good. That's why I like people lurking. Lou. Episode 4. Yeah, they're definitely getting better as they go on. Can't be open. Yeah, but I've got a crowbar, dude. Or did I just drop that somewhere after I used it? Or did it break? Right, dudes. What we're saying? Nobody. What are you doing? Excuse me, sir. What do you think he's doing? You're missing the bucket. Dude, look at the floor. Ridiculous. In fact, it's disgusting. Yeah, okay, so this opens everything up now. I remember this. Because you can now see your way about it. It's really weird seeing Koo over darkness since I'm used to seeing Koo being so bright. But you know, change is good at a rest and all that, as they say. Maybe they don't say that in other countries. Maybe that's just a very UK thing. Now, there was somewhere... Yes, Hello. Oh, itchy toe. Slides are missing. Of course they're missing. Right, can anybody make like a rabbit? Can we do a rabbit? Can we... Shadow puppets? No? Anyone? Anyone? No? Okay. Hey. Door. There's a door. Bingo. And then... door. Really itchy. Oh. Okay, be like that then. You just keep thinking you see things out the corner of your eye in this game. He's killed most of us, but not just killed. Some of us he marked. A pair of old coins placed over the eyes. After a time, the body starts to move again. I haven't seen what happens next, but I've heard it. Bones twisting, flesh tearing, and then silence. The body is gone after that. Most of it, anyway. Okay. Find somewhere to hide. Put my flashlight off anyway. Hide in here. Thank you very much. Ooh. Oh. Oh, I've got a real pain in my toe, my big toe. Good grief. I was going to say something to you, Drax. Have you played any of the other Octavio Navi games? The guy that does the Midnight Scenes ones. I keep meaning to pick them up. Excuse me, because I think there's a couple of other ones that are supposed to be quite good. Let's do that. So I've read that. It doesn't appear to be anything else in here. Why don't we have a Charlie Brown Good Grief Redeem? Good grief. Well, actually, it might be... Well, I'm not overly familiar with the Charlie Brown one. But we could have a Penfold one from Danger Mouse. Because he used to say that as well, didn't he? He would say, good grief, DM. They all stopped at the same time. That might be one worth having. I'll look into that. Okay, so we've got another code to get. We'll need to check. Need to check the legs of the clock, Kerry. No idea how good they are. Yeah, I keep checking them on Steam and thinking there must be. The Midnight Scenes ones are so good that I would. Oh, for a minute I thought he disappeared right in front of me. I'm kind of half paying attention to chat and half not paying attention to the game. What's he after? What's in there? I keep thinking I hear a noise in the background. It's horrible. Yes, so as I say, Still Wakes the Deep comes out in middle of June. I'm trying to get a key for that one as well, but it's a Game Pass game, so I'll be able to get it anyway, because I've got Game Pass. But I'm really up for that. I think that looks pretty cool. It's quite a novel setting as well. There's very few games that have been set on an oil rig. Okay. There was a game called Monstrum. I think it's supposed to be quite good. Don't clench, Koo. I should be the one that's clenching. Clench your buttocks rather than your jaw. From what? Clenching from what? From being scared of this, I presume. The tension. I'm stressed 24/7, and when I am, I clench your jaw. Why? Ooh. What does it mean? What? I'm confused now. What does what mean? Have I been in here? Clench. Oh, like jamming your jaw together really tightly, like your upper and your lower. Or you can clench your buttocks. For obvious reasons. Okay, that's locked. Teeth protectors for when they're asleep. Yeah, no, I've never had any problem with that. Alright lads, what's the haps? Any news? Did anybody actually say if there's anything good to do at the week? Okay, anything nice to do at the weekend? Or was it just all mundane, run-of-the-mill household chores, shopping, that kind of nonsense? Have you played this, Drax? This is very atmospheric. And you've so much to do. I don't know if you can do it on no listens. I know what I do every single time, except for my body just jumps when I try to go. Yeah, that's a weird feeling, that. You're just about to go over to sleep and your body just jerks up in the air. It's horrible, that. It's actually on sale at the moment. It's got a couple of pound off. I played the demo of it. There's actually a demo, a very good demo, for nothing. Yeah, still makes the deep. That's what I was talking about earlier. Work in the morning, then swimming thing later, and then Sunday morning work again and meet up with a friend, and later there's a birthday party. But at least you get something to look forward to. There's the birthday party. Okay, what the hell am I supposed to be doing? Nice to keep busy, certainly. I think I must need to try and find another code from somewhere. No, I can't get out there, so no point in going up. Yeah, I was just saying that to my partner today. I leave the house once a week to go and do the shopping on a Saturday morning. Well, I obviously leave the house to go and walk the dogs, but I very rarely actually go out and interact with people. Right, folks, answers in the back of a postcard. Where am I going and what am I supposed to be doing? Nope. Got to do food. I'll always do that on a Saturday morning. I'm up and out the house early. I will be at aforementioned Marks and Spencer for 8:30. I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. I like to be in and out. As the doors open, I like to be going in, so you're not bound by stupid people who don't know the layout of the shop, dithering round, wondering what they're going to have for their dinner. At our last stop, we picked up an extra passenger. While it's not unheard of, it's definitely out of the ordinary. I've tried asking the captain about the new arrival, but he dodges the question every time. So far, the mystery passenger has mostly kept to himself, but I'll be keeping an eye on him. Let me guess, because it sounds like yeah, and because cats. Okay, how did I manage to miss that? But it's not the answer. But he's going to start using that for why anybody ever sees that. Right, okay. Have I missed something down these corridors? So there's a safe that's locked, and there's a briefcase that needs a code, and that's just somewhere to hide, and there's nothing to actually look for in here. I wish I'd actually okay, so it's not down this corridor, definitely. I do remember sort of wandering round and round for a bit during the demo. Has been a ruder word. I see the word you as being ruder word than yeah, kind of like you as being more authoritative than yeah as being okay. Fair enough. It's locked from the other side. Okay, so this is the way back out from here. My brain has begun to slow here. Did I go down this way? At any point? Yes, I must have. Yes, there's two. As I seem to remember, there's two games that I wanted to play coming out on May the 9th. Oh God. There's Autopsy Simulator. Oh, I remember. In fact, there's three. Crow Country. That came out. That comes out on May the 9th. Honor is here next to me now, by the way. Hello, Honor. How are you? The two of you sitting side by side in the same room is guaranteed to cause total chaos. So yes, Crow Country comes out on May the 9th, as does Autopsy Sim, as does... You remember we played a game, a Korean game, The Bridge Curse 2. You've logged on as well. Where the goofy guy, the security guard, who was a bit sussy. That full game comes out on May the 9th, and that was quite cool. And then on the 23rd of May we've got Haunty, and then which I really want to play because I've been in love with that game since I saw it advertised first. And then on the 18th of June we've got Still Wakes the Deep. So many games. To come.
People have been asking if I've been lifting heaps lately. I don't know how to tell you guys this. I've never stopped. I would never stop lifting heaps. Heaps are my life. They are the reason that I wake up and eat brekkie every day, and the reason I just eat absolutely massive truckfuls of kilos of chicken breast anytime I can. So if you're wondering if I'm still lifting, know that I wouldn't be alive if I wasn't lifting, mates. Because lifting is life. They're the same thing. So
Hiya, chat. Yeah, I've done that. I am totally confused now. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be looking for. Oh, make your way to the superstructure. Yeah, okay, I get that, but I'm sure in the demo some of these doors opened and there were like puzzles within that. That door's locked. You're that's a terrible one, Q. Jeez, oh. I mean, I've had a couple of stunners, but that one's an awful one. Okay, I'm beginning to think that what we're trying to find isn't in this area. I can't get down to there because it can't be opened by hand, and for some bizarre reason I don't appear to have the crowbar that I had way down in the other place. So let's get out of here and go and have a look somewhere else. You got any plans for the weekend, Honor and Nay? Anything nice cooking? When's Victor coming up? You get to play Cry if you can rest assured that I will be the guide since I'm trying to beat it. Okay. It looks good, but I just was a bit... I don't know if it'll put me under a bit too much pressure.
Scotland! 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 Freedom!
Yeah. I do not know where I'm supposed to be going. Let's go back down here again. I mean, I can't get too far down here, that's the only thing.
Excellent!
Oh, my thing's come back to play. Didn't work the last time. My ad advisor has reappeared. Sorry, what? Yeah, my ad start in. It didn't work the last time. Yeah, I've lost the complete thread of what I'm supposed to be doing here. In fact, it didn't really tell me what I'm supposed to be doing, but... Sorry, I'm concentrating. It's just... It's filling in the boredom for the fact that I can't find what the hell I'm supposed to be doing, where I'm supposed to be going next. It's doing a sterling job of just not, straight up not telling you. I mean, the vague guide is go to the superstructure and you're like, yeah. The superstructure do not be here. Where the hell? Even if we could get the code for the safe, would help. Or I've read that. I can't pick any of this up. So I'm just retracing my steps from here to where I mean, nobody's whistling back even, so that's fine. I guess. Either that or they're just too close. Okay, so there's absolutely nothing down here that we can use at this point in time. Right, that's the stairwell which we can open. So let's not... let's go at the end of the corridor and just satisfy ourselves. We can't open this. We can't open that. We can't get in there. What have we got going down here? I've been down here before. Too many times. We've opened that and got the anchor. We read that. That's where we came down. Right, let's not go right the way down to the end of there, because then we'll get confused about where we've been. So we went to the end of the corridor there. Okay, so let's do a quick run round here. I know we've been round here about 18 times already. can't get there. And that just goes up. And we can't get through here. And we can't open that up. And then we're back here again. So, what am I missing? So we've got... Have you found a tool yet? I have found a crowbar, but not a tool. Where would I find a tool? Not in here. I think if I found a tool, I'd be able to get the compartment off the wall. Wherever the compartment is on the wall. Yeah, I'm just trying to think what we've got to do. We've got a vent that I can't pull off the wall because I can't get it off by hand. I've got a briefcase that needs a code. I've got a safe that needs a code. I think those are the three objectives that we've got at the moment. But I haven't seen anything on my travels like a code or something that would help prise that grate off the wall. So any 4 digits or whatever that would go out into either the safe or into the briefcase. So I is a little confused. Yeah, I keep saying this all the time. Written walkthroughs are incredibly difficult to write. Is this the workshop? Look on the tables. I found a code. Last time I was down here, I found a code. That got us into the first briefcase. So that was the 1947 one. And that's what allowed us to get that anchor. So, and that's what opened that door. Did I see a note in the stairwell area? Which stairwell area? There's a number of stairwell areas. I'm not trying to be facetious, I'm just... There's quite a few stairwell areas. There's a note round here, I think. Excuse me. There's a note here. On top of that. Which we've read, I'm sure. The weather lock system has been overridden. Yeah. Yeah, I thought I was saying written walkthroughs I think are incredibly hard to A, write and B, follow. Because everybody's got their own way of reading stuff and going through a game. I think the only way you can get through modern games really is by watching a video walkthrough. Go back. Okay. Near a trolley on the floor. Blue-handled trolley. That's a silver handle. That's blue. On the floor. Did I not start the fish cake timer there, stupid boy, or did it just run out without me being alerted? I'll put it back on again. Looks like it's kind of under the desk where they are pointing to. No, definitely nothing on the floor here. Well, I think what we'll do, because we've got a couple of redeems. Yep, note there. There's a note here, which I've read. I think what we'll do is we'll go back and I'll save it, because I'm kind of wandering round and round, and I think it's just more my brain's I do remember this being, I mean note as in nothing. Ah, right. I think my brain's probably a bit tired, but I do remember this from the demo, that the first bit of it, we just seemed to wander around endlessly. Until we stumbled upon something, and at that point everything became a bit clearer. There's something in the... when we start being able to open the doors upstairs and unlock those doors. Is Kerry being a guide right now? Well, she's reading a guide. Yeah, there's something about when you open up those doors, you start getting a lot more solutions, but I can't remember where. I think the sequence is that we need to find the thing that allows us to prise off that vent. If we can get the vent off, you can get into somewhere which allows you to open a door, which allows you to open the next door, which allows you to open the next door. But I can't quite remember what it is at this point in time. Unless we do one final sort of run through of the building from top to bottom and just... Kerry the Guiding Koala sounds like a children's book. Yeah, it does. I like that. So, I think what we've said basically is I can't get down there. So I've been round and about here and there's nothing. I can't pick up anything, I can't find anything, there's nothing I can do. There's no prompt. That really is spooky when you do that. I wonder how you get right up on top of that, actually. Let's just have a quick route about down here. That's just all stuff that you can hide in, so that's not of any consequence or use. I just want to absolutely knock off everything in this corner. You cannot... There's nothing in this corner that we can use. We got the key off them ages ago. We can't read those notes. There's nothing on these shelves. So this whole area is done. We've done everything that we possibly can. And we can't find anything in there. It'll be just the one thing that we've missed, you know, like a prompt for. You install yourself into your bed, okay. My last ditch attempt, okay. In the back of the second storage room with the safe, accessible after obtaining the flashlight. Yes. There's an object to find. Okay, so we'll head towards that safe room. Which I say very confidently, but I have absolutely no memory of where that safe room is. I think it's through the door at the end of this corridor. I'll just check on my way through. Oh, shiver. Somebody's walking on my grave. Which is a bit weird because I'm not going to have one. Shall we go down? Nah. You don't get a grave for being chopped up into little bits and used as for medical science purposes. I'm just giving the whole lot over to somebody working out how to cure cancer or God knows what. They can dissect me to bits and use any bits that they can. And then just burn the rest. Or chuck it in a wheelie bin, probably. Yeah, I've already cheated. I've cheated my way out of that. Right, so I think this whole area becomes a lot more accessible when you get one item, but I can't quite remember where the item is. This is... yes. So there's there. That's hiding. Ah! Oh no, that's just... that's not really what we wanted, but... there is something... There's something tweaking in my head about the fact there's something behind this. I seem to remember in the demo that you had to do something with that gas canister, like shift it or pull it or do something. And it rolled away and it had a code or something to put in either the safe or... hang on a minute. Whoa. The best they can do to your body is preserve it to teach medical students about how it looks when you have something. Yeah, either that, they can, you know, carve you up. It depends how you eventually go, I suppose. But I don't. I'm not. I would get cremated before I got buried, anyway. So I wouldn't have a grave. But if I can be useful, you know, if they can use bits and pieces of me to give to other people, or if they can just cut stuff up to work out why things work the way they do, then I'm quite happy to do that. There was a thing about how all the clocks stopped at the same time, which is 22:35, isn't it? Is that? Do we think that's 25 to 11? So 22:30. Yeah, that's what it'll be. So is the safe? It's locked. So perhaps the safe code for the other briefcase. Sorry, the briefcase code is the when the clocks all stopped, which is fine if you can remember where the briefcase is. I think it's also on this floor. If I remember correctly. Can't get in there, that's locked. That TV is on. We can't do anything about that. Hello, boys. That's there, so we need to find the slides for the projector. And this, yes. So let's, because this is the, look, it's right beside it. Yeah, I try and live without regrets, to be fair. If I'm entirely honest, but there we go. Right, so let's try. Oops, 2:35. Damn it. What about 10:35 then? Oops, 11:35. Ooh, teak. Right, folks, we're off. We're running. We are buzzing. Because that's how we're going to get the thing off the wall. It's funny how these things come back into your head again, isn't it? Oh, no, 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 no. Nah, don't like it. Right, the compartment was just along here. He's gone anyway. It was here. Ooh. Look, there's a light on behind here now. Yes. See, that's where you... aha. I see, I did say, I remember going... This is what happens when you're sort of half paying attention when you're watching chat and you're playing the game at the same time. The crew and I have been able to find out a little more about our mysterious passenger. His name is Ern Hayes, a doctor of archaeology. Turns out he has some cargo stowed in the hold, but I haven't been able to find out what it is yet. The whole situation is suspicious. Right, so there's the moon of the door puzzle. And here is the slides. Nice. So... Right, no. Unlock. I won't go out there just yet, 'cause, that's where I came in. What the hell's that? What is that? What the hell do we think that's supposed to be? It looks like a huge foot, but I'm not entirely sure what the hell. Right, okay, so let's go out the... looks like a food, yeah. Hello? Right, that was the door. Oh, are you having woman-y time, are you? Not so hot. I have to say, I am very glad of being a man. Grim. What do you think woman-y time means? The penny hath droppeth. It did. In fact, you know what? Just for you, Grim, I think we'll do one of these. Right, okay. Enough of that. Where the heck was the projector room? It was on this... Was it on this floor? Means it does mean something slightly different in streaming terms normally. But I know what you mean, Kerry. Slightly different connotations wherever you may be in the world. No, none of us can, Grim. Right, where the hell was that projector room? There. I knew it was somewhere around about here. Okay. Yeah. That's what I thought. That's what I'm remembering. Yes, so the safe room. The gas must have... Oh, you absolute dick. There was no need for that at all. Look, man, I'm concentrating here. There is no need at all for that kind of behaviour. Okay, so... it was worth 2, to be fair. Let me go this way. And then... around here. Oh, God. Oh, I don't know. I've kind of lost the plot with that. I don't think so, Kerry. Let's just check though while we're here. Just let me do that so I don't get... Right, so we've not heard a phone. Not heard a whisper. We've had no music. I think we've had a clock. We've had a clock, but we haven't had ticking, so... Yeah, jump scare I suppose we could do. That's a good one. Haven't had balloons. Really cool? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Well, we'll count the wrench. We'll count the wrench as the screwdriver. That seems like a sensible thing. I mean, it was a kind of wrench, wasn't it? So let's do wrench. We haven't had any animals so far. We haven't had any laughing. I think that's just... We're good, we're good, we're good. Right. The only problem with that is I cannot remember where the... Where on earth was the... safe room? Is it through here? Down here? I think we're going to get doggo attack in a minute. No, maybe not. Yeah, I think it's deliberate though. Here we go. I knew it. I knew I remembered that because it took ages to remember last time. Or to find this last time. Ooh. I think we're up to... This will be the 12th, I think, to be honest. Here they come. At 100 mile an hour. Hello. Never mind that, you div. Come on in. Hello, boys. Good boys. Good boys. Yeah, babies. Give me your beds. Let's see you in the bed then. Good boys. Yeah, good boys. There we go. There's no dogs in the game. Yeah, it was round about that, I think, 11th or 12th. Yeah, they are. They're also extremely hyper. Okay, so we now need to go and find... Were you always there? We now need to get out of here. Back. Yeah, that wasn't quite so much of an attack. That was double trouble, that one. Okay, now, where was this? Not there. That's not there. I think it was downstairs that was it? Or was it through here? Down here. Nope. There's your fun fact indeed. Fun fact for the day. Just watch what you're saying when you go to Belgium. Or you could find yourself in a slightly compromising situation. Really when you don't want to be. At the exact moment when you really wouldn't want to be. Must be downstairs. Oh, come on, is it? Where the hell was this door? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Signs of bedtimes. I can't remember where this door is. I don't think it was. No, it's not up there. I've gone past it, obviously. Annoying. Right, so I've saved the game anyway, so we know anything goes horribly wrong. Stay there, sir. Oh God, hang on a minute. Right. I don't think that door's through there. Oh my goodness. What on earth? What's the matter? You crazy dog? What's up? Calm down, calm down. Calm down. It's okay. It's okay. Calm down. Also, every time I come through, I lose the plot of where I'm actually standing. And I forget and I rot roll. Yeah, absolutely. Where was that door? Must have been through here. I didn't think it was. Down here. Ah, there it is. Why can't I place... Did I not pick it up? I'm an idiot. Did I really not pick it up? Oh, I didn't pick it up. Oh, I'm just confusing the... You know... Okay, here we are. Ah. Why I didn't pick that up? Can I not pick that up? What is that? Okay. Right. So I was... I keep going out that door and that guy gives me the scare of my life. Panic, nobody panic, it's all good. I think this is where the Run! Yeah, this is where the demo ended. I had a sudden panic there. I thought, have I downloaded the demo and replayed that instead of actually playing the game? Okay, this is what happens when Lethal Company goes horribly wrong. This is where all the people who die in Lethal Company end up. Ayo! How do? Are you good, Banshee? Did you have a good stream? Did anybody see if that... Okay, flashlight. Let's go. I've kept my flashlight. Zora's domain is saved. I was saying to chat, this is what happens when you finish a game of Lethal Company. This is where all the people go at the end of it. Oh yes, I may or may not have told them about the incident that happened in Woolworths many years ago. Your obsession with Thomas Tank Engine, yeah. Absolutely. Right. Good. I think what we'll do, chat, seeing we've been playing this forever, is we'll reenact it for TikTok. Hello? Yes, we've got 2 redeems to do. I need to do 10 minutes of trombone, and I need to do a lower redeem for Grim. So I think what we'll do is, excuse me, we'll call this for now, and we'll come back to it maybe on Sunday night. You never know. And then we shall go back. Just have a quick look at bingo. So we're doing quite well there. I'm not sure how many more of those we're going to get, to be fair. I think it's going to be quite hard to get a bird or an animal unless there's something else down in the bottom of the ship. I doubt we'll get a wheelchair unless there's a hospital. Remember to have forks and poo bags in case of shoplifting emergencies. Indeed. Good night, Kerry. Thanks very much for hanging out. We shall catch you again, no doubt. I need to take this hat off, now that I don't need to think terribly hard. Yeah. So, we've done that. Let's go back to the game, and we can do this. And do trombone champ. Done. Okay. And then back to here. And then, oh God. I don't know how I can do the trombone. Ooh, new songs. Ayo. Van did on Burnaby Wednesday stream, but I forgot. We had a trombone champ and we had a lower reed, and both on Wednesday, and I completely forgot about it. Where's these new ones? Oh, there's 3 new.
Scotland! Scotland!
I can't see the new ones. Why have I never done that?
Let's go!
I can't see these new songs. I like doing this one. I wonder what those new songs are. The bizarreness. Anyway. Ooh. I don't think it'll get an S on that yet. Nah, that was a bad one. Bad one to start on, I suppose. Track select. You best believe it. The problem is that I don't have... Oh. This seems like it should be fun. Ended up being a bit harder than I thought. Yeah, baby. S tier on the first try. That seemed a bit easy. Let's have a go at this one. This sounds like it could be quite hard. Yes. Ah, that was headed right. That's an S. I was robbed. That's past S. And it's only given me an E. Ridiculous. Right, we'll do one more. Shout out if you see anyone you want that's on an E or better. I mean, that one looks pretty bad. I'm just trying to S rank everything at the moment, so. Flight of the Bumblebee's always a nightmare. Well, that's hard. It's really hard to get wrist. Yeah, new high score. Okay. Track select. Let's go back. Back. And then quit the desktop. Quit. Yes, let's do that. And oh, we've got an ad starting in a minute, which is a bit of a bummer. Just jump back into just chatting. Okay, and then we will go to, where are we going? We're going to the library. Nice. So, we continue from our last position. Is everyone sitting comfortably? And we shall begin. My outstretched hands at length encountered some solid obstruction. It was a wall, seemingly of stone masonry, very smooth, slimy and cold. I followed it up, stepping with all the careful distrust with which certain antique narratives had inspired me. This process, however, afforded me no means of ascertaining the dimensions of my dungeon, as I might make its circuit and return to the point whence I set out, without being aware of the fact. So perfectly uniform seemed the wall. I therefore sought the knife, which had been in my pocket when led into the inquisitorial chamber, but it was gone. My clothes had been exchanged for a wrapper of coarse serge. I had thought of forcing the blade in some minute crevice of the masonry, so as to identify my point of departure. The difficulty, nevertheless, was but trivial, although in the disorder of my fancy it seemed at first insuperable. I tore a part of the hem from the robe, and placed the fragment at full length and at right angles to the wall. In groping my way round the prison, I could not fail to encounter this rag upon completing the circuit. Yeah, sorry. So, at least I thought, but I had not counted upon the extent of the dungeon, or upon my own weakness. The ground was moist and slippery. I staggered onward for some time, when I stumbled and fell. My excessive fatigue induced me to remain prostrate, and sleep soon overtook me as I lay. Upon awaking and stretching forth an arm, I found beside me a loaf and a pitcher with water. I was too much exhausted to reflect upon this circumstance, but ate and drank with avidity. Shortly afterward, I resumed my tour around the prison, and with much toil came at last upon the fragment of the serge. Up to the period when I fell, I had counted 52 paces, and upon resuming my walk, I had counted 48 more, when I arrived at the rag. There were in all, then, 100 paces, and, admitting 2 paces to the yard, I presumed the dungeon to be 50 yards in circuit. I had met, however, with many angles in the wall, and thus I could form no guess at the shape of the vault, for vault I could not help supposing it to be. I had little object, certainly no hope, in these researches, but a vague curiosity prompted me to continue them. Quitting the wall, I resolved to cross the area of the enclosure. At first I proceeded with extreme caution, for the floor, although seemingly of solid material, was treacherous with slime. At length, however, I took courage, and did not hesitate to step firmly, endeavouring to cross in as direct a line as possible. I had advanced some 10 or 12 paces in this manner, when the remnant of the torn hem of my robe became entangled between my legs. I stepped on it, and fell violently on my face. In the confusion attending my fall, I did not immediately apprehend a somewhat startling circumstance, which yet, in a few seconds afterwards, and while I still lay prostrate, arrested my attention. It was this. My chin rested upon the floor of the prison, but my lips and the upper portion of my head, although seemingly at less elevation than the chin, touched nothing. At the same time, my forehead seemed bathed in a clammy vapour, and the peculiar smell of decayed fungus arose to my nostrils. I put forward my arm, and shuddered to find that I had fallen at the very brink of a circular pit, whose extent, of course, I had no means of ascertaining at the moment. Groping around the masonry just below the margin, I succeeded in dislodging a small fragment, and let it fall into the abyss. For many seconds I hearkened to its reverberations, as it dashed against the sides of the chasm in its descent. At length there was a sullen plunge into water, succeeded by loud echoes. At the same moment there came a sound resembling the quick opening and as rapid closing of a door overhead, while a faint gleam of light flashed suddenly through the gloom, and as suddenly faded away. I saw clearly the doom which had been prepared for me, and congratulated myself upon the timely accident by which I had escaped. Another step before my fall, and the world had seen me no more. And the death just avoided was of that very character which I had regarded as fabulous and frivolous in the tales respecting the Inquisition. To the victims of its tyranny, there was the choice of death with its direst physical agonies, or death with its most hideous moral horrors. I had been reserved for the latter. By long suffering my nerves had been unstrung, until I trembled at the sound of my own voice, and had become in every respect a fitting subject for the species of torture which awaited me. Shaking in every limb, I groped my way back to the wall, resolving there to perish rather than risk the terrors of the wells, of which my imagination now pictured many in various positions about the dungeon. In other conditions of mind, I might have had courage to end my misery at once, by a plunge into one of these abysses, but now I was the veriest of cowards. Neither could I forget what I had read of these pits, that the sudden extinction of life formed no part of their most horrible plan. Agitation of spirit kept me awake for many long hours, but at length I again slumbered. Upon arousing, I found by my side, as before, a loaf and a pitcher of water. A burning thirst consumed me, and I emptied the vessel at a draught. It must have been drugged, for scarcely had I drunk before I became irresistibly drowsy. A deep sleep fell upon me, a sleep like that of death. How long it lasted, of course I know not, but when once again I unclosed my eyes, the objects around me were visible. By a wild sulphurous lustre, the origin of which I could not at first determine, I was enabled to see the extent and aspect of the prison. In its size I had been greatly mistaken. The whole circuit of its walls did not exceed 25 yards. For some minutes this fact occasioned me a world of vain trouble. Vain indeed, for what could be of less importance, under the terrible circumstances which environed me, than the mere dimensions of my dungeon? But my soul took a wild interest in trifles, and I busied myself in endeavours to account for the error I had committed in my measurement. The truth at length flashed upon me. In my first attempt at exploration, I had counted 52 paces, up to the period when I fell. I must then have been within a pace or two of the fragment of serge. In fact, I had nearly performed the circuit of the vault. I then slept, and upon awaking, I must have turned upon my steps, thus supposing the circuit nearly double what it actually was. My confusion of mind prevented me from observing that I began my tour with the wall to the left, and ended with the wall to the right. I had been deceived, too, in respect to the shape of the enclosure. In feeling my way I had found many angles, and thus deduced an idea of great irregularity. So potent is the effect of total darkness upon one arising from lethargy or sleep. The angles were simply those of a few slight depressions or niches at odd intervals. The general shape of the prison was square. What I had taken for masonry seemed now to be iron, or some other metal, in huge plates, whose sutures or joints occasioned the depression. The entire surface of this metallic enclosure was rudely daubed in all the hideous and repulsive devices to which the charnel superstition of the monks has given rise. The figures of fiends in aspects of menace, with skeleton forms, and other more really fearful images, overspread and disfigured the walls. I observed that the outlines of these monstrosities were sufficiently distinct, but that the colours seemed faded and blurred, as if from the effects of a damp atmosphere. I now noticed the floor too, which was of stone, in the centre yawned the circular pit, from whose jaws I had escaped, but it was the only one in the dungeon. All this I saw indistinctly and by much effort, for my personal condition had been greatly changed during slumber. I now lay upon my back, and at full length on a species of low framework of wood. To this I was securely bound by a long strap resembling a surcingle. It passed in many convolutions about my limbs and body, leaving at liberty only my head and my left arm, to such extent that I could, by dint of much exertion, supply myself with food from an earthen dish, which lay by my side on the floor. I saw to my horror that the pitcher had been removed. I say to my horror, for I was consumed with intolerable thirst. This thirst, it appeared, to be the design of my persecutors, to stimulate, for the food in the dish was meat, pungently seasoned. We shall continue when next we get a redeem for lore. Okay, we shall leave the library now. Cool. Okay, we shall continue then, lore with death. You just need to find out how that was a long chapter, yes. I try and time it to about 10 minutes. Looking upward, I surveyed the ceiling of my prison. It was some 30 or 40 feet overhead, and constructed much as the side walls. In one of its panels, a very singular figure riveted my whole attention. It was the painted figure of Time, as he is commonly represented, save that, in lieu of a scythe, he held what at a casual glance I supposed to be the pictured image of a huge pendulum, such as we see on antique clocks. There was something, however, in the appearance of this machine which caused me to regard it more attentively, I should say. While I gazed directly upward at it, for its position was immediately over my own, I fancied that I saw it in motion. In an instant afterward, the fancy was confirmed. Its sweep was brief, and of course slow. I watched it for some minutes, somewhat in fear, but more in wonder. Wearied at length with observing its dull movement, I turned my eyes upon the other objects in the cell. A slight noise attracted my notice, and looking to the floor, I saw several enormous rats traversing it. They had issued from the well, which lay just within view to my right. Even then, while I gazed, they came up in troops, hurriedly, with ravenous eyes, allured by the scent of the meat. From this it required much effort and attention to scare them away. It might have been half an hour, perhaps even an hour, for I could take but imperfect note of time, before I again cast my eyes upward. What I then saw confounded and amazed me. The sweep of the pendulum had increased in extent by nearly a yard. As a natural consequence, its velocity was also much greater. But what mainly disturbed me was the idea that it had perceptibly descended. I now observed, with what horror it is needless to say, that its nether extremity was formed of a crescent of glittering steel, about a foot in length, from horn to horn, the horns upward, and the under edge evidently as keen as that of a razor. Like a razor also it seemed massive and heavy, tapering from the edge into a solid and broad structure above. It was appended to a weighty rod of brass, and the whole hissed as it swung through the air. I could no longer doubt the doom prepared for me by monkish ingenuity in torture. My cognizance of the pit had become known to the inquisitorial agents. The pit, whose horrors had been destined for so bold a recusant as myself. The pit, typical of hell, and regarded by rumour as the ultima thule of all their punishments. The plunge into this pit I had avoided by the merest of accidents, and I knew that surprise or entrapment into torment formed an important portion of all the grotesquerie of these dungeon deaths. Having failed to fall, it was no part of the demon plan to hurl me into the abyss, and thus, there being no alternative, a different and milder destruction awaited me. Milder. I half smiled in my agony as I thought of such application of such a term. What boots it to tell of the long, long hours of horror, more than mortal, during which I counted the rushing oscillations of the steel, inch by inch, line by line, with a descent only appreciable at intervals that seemed ages. Down and still down it came. Days passed. It might have been that many days passed, ere it swept so closely over me as to fan me with its acrid breath. The odour of the sharp steel forced itself into my nostrils. I prayed, I wearied heaven with my prayer for its more speedy descent. I grew frantically mad and struggled to force myself upward against the sweep of the fearful scimitar, and then I fell suddenly calm, and lay smiling at the glittering death, as a child at some rare bauble. There was another interval of utter insensibility. It was brief, for upon again lapsing into life, there had been no perceptible descent in the pendulum. But it might have been long, for I know there were demons who took note of my swoon, and who could have arrested the vibration at pleasure. Upon my recovery, too, I felt very, inexpressibly, sick and weak, as if through long inanition. Even amid the agonies of that period, the human nature craved food. With painful effort, I outstretched my left arm as far as my bonds permitted, and took possession of the small remnant which had been spared me by the rats. As I put a portion of it within my lips, there rushed to my mind a half-formed thought of joy, of hope. Yet, what business had I with hope? It was, as I say, a half-formed thought. Man has many such, which are never completed. I felt that it was a joy of hope, but I felt also that it had perished in its formation. In vain I struggled to perfect, to regain it. Long suffering had nearly annihilated all my ordinary powers of mind. I was an imbecile, an idiot. The vibration of the pendulum was at right angles to my length. I saw the crescent was designed to cross the region of the heart. It would free the serge of my robe. It would return and repeat its operations again and again. Notwithstanding its terrifically wide sweep, some 30 feet or more, and the hissing vigour of its descent, sufficient to sunder these very walls of iron, still the fraying of my robe would be all that, for several minutes, it would accomplish. And at this thought I paused. I dared not go further than this reflection. I dwelt upon it with a pertinacity of attention, as if, in so dwelling, I could arrest here the descent of the steel. I forced myself to ponder upon the sound of the crescent as it should pass across the garment, upon the peculiar thrilling sensation which the friction of cloth produces on the nerves. I pondered over all this frivolity until my teeth were on edge. Down, steadily down it crept. I took a frenzied pleasure in contrasting its downward with its lateral velocity, to the right, to the left, far and wide, with the shriek of a damned spirit, to my heart with the stealthy pace of the tiger. I alternately laughed and howled, as the one or the other idea grew predominant. I'm not sure how many, still got quite a bit to go here. So we shall stop there. You can have too much of a good thing, you know. It's very late. Grim, you need to do your workout. Let's go back to... well, we'll do it on Sunday. There's still quite a bit to go. We could be here for another 20 minutes, half an hour. In fact, I could do a whole stream of just doing stories from the books. But yes, I don't know whether there's anybody I know. Yeah, I don't know whether anybody would have an appetite for that or not. Just let's have a quick look. Oh, Nif's still online. Let's, everybody fancy a raid? Everybody fancy a raid? Let's go and read The Lost Cause. So, thanks very much everybody for being with me. Oh, hang on a minute, I need to do the old thing, don't I? Read. And sub read. There we go. Where did I put them now? Oh god. Yeah, I was going to do that and I was going to do that. So, thanks very much folks for hanging out. We'll go and see the Lost Cause, who's a fantastic streamer who's also on the path to joining the CEOs of Scream. So say hello and hi. Thanks very much everybody for hanging out with me to the very end. I will be back on Sunday.
Thank you.
Thanks Phil. I'll be back on Sunday where we will continue Lazaret and we will maybe do a bit more reading. Who knows? I shall see you then. But thanks very much and let's go and say hello.